Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions and betcraft. Okay, it's another very beautiful Thursday morning. As you know, lots of games going across the globe, and we were able to select a few of them. Look into these games before bringing it forward for you. Okay, before we head on, little recap of our games yesterday. We saw the first ticket, containing Inter Milan, Empoli and Inter Milan, and Inter Milan actually won, and that was our prediction on that very one. And the second game was actually, Feyenoord who facing the Ajax, and on that occasion, we expected over 2.5, but I ended up playing only 2 goals in that very match. And also the last one was, Stripefin who facing Rapid Vienna in Austria Cup, and Stripefin also, won surprisingly on that very one. But the second ticket that we had yesterday, was actually very, very successful. All the 3 games we had there, came out just the way we predicted them. We saw the likes of Aberdeen, not losing out against our Rangers. That was how we stated it here. And we're not expecting to see Aberdeen losing that very much. And they ended up winning by 2-1. Also, we saw Benfica also defeating Santa Clara, and the other matches, all the 3 games we had in that very ticket, came out successful. And it seems that the split is actually very much better, and it's working for us. And we're going to still adopt that very method for today's game. And in a short while, we'll be looking at these matches one after the other. And I want to use the opportunity to ask the folks who are coming across our video for the first time to try to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button right now, so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. Right, without further ado, let's head right straight to the business of today. And we'll be starting with the very first ticket. It is and the first game we'll have is actually in Belgian Cup, where we have Royal Antwerp who will be facing Deinze. All right, Royal Antwerp in the last 6 games have had 4 out of 4 wins out of those 6 matches, but they've also had 2 draws. But their way side, on the other hand, Deinze managed to achieve 2 victories, 1 draw, but have lost 3 games in the last 6 games. And Deinze is actually playing for, in the lower league in Belgium, while Antwerp is actually in the top flight. It's a top flight team in the Belgium league. All right. In the last 10 home games for Royal Antwerp, the home side, they've actually been able to achieve 6 victories out of those, and they've lost 4 games out of the last 10 home matches that they had. And away side, Deinze, managed to achieve 4 victories in the last 10 away games. They've also had 3 draws as well as 3 losses. As a matter of fact, the last 2 away games that they played out, so saw them losing out those 2 away games. And in this very one, without spending so much time, we expect to see the home side Royal Antwerp winning this very match and scoring a lot of goals in this very match. Also, seeing that the last 3 home games for Royal Antwerp, saw them winning all those 3. It was them defeating Union Saint-Gallois, and the last home game they had was against Standard Liège, and they won that very match by 3-0. So in this one, we expect to see the home side, Royal Antwerp achieving a victory, home win, and over 2.5. That's what value for that very game. Home win and a minimum of 3 goals. All right, that takes us to the next for the first ticket, which are going to be in Denmark Cup, where we'll have a Brondby who will be facing the Midtjylland. All right, Brondby in the last 6 have actually won 2 and have lost 2. They've also had 2 draws as well in the last 6 games, and Midtjylland on the other hand have had 4 victories in the last 6 games, and they've also had 2 losses. And looking at the recent games for both sides, you could see that these 2 sides are quite even in match, in the sense that both have won 4 games from home and away as well. And they've also lost, the home side have also lost 3 games in the last 10, and away side as well have lost 3 games in the last 10. And in the last head-to-head meetings for both sides, we saw Brondby beating this side, beating Midtjylland by 2-0. And also Brondby is playing from home today. And prior to that, we also saw Midtjylland, achieving a 3-2 victory against Brondby prior to the last game they met. So in this very encounter, our bet in these very games, in that these are 2 evenly matched teams, we expect to see a minimum of 2 goals since the last 3 meetings for both sides produce goals. So it is another 1.5. That's our value for that very encounter. Okay, and next game that we have for you today, which happened to be the last for the first ticket, is also in Belgian Cup, where we have a Naesby coming up against Viborg. Okay, and we look at recent games for the home side. Naesby, they've had 3 victories, 2 losses, as well as 1 draw, and the away side Viborg have managed to achieve 2 victories, 3 draws, as well as a single loss in the last 6 matches that they had so far. looking at how they fared from home and away perspective, Naesby, the home side, have actually had 6 victories in the last 10 home games that they had, and they've also had 3 losses as well as 1 draw. And away side, Viborg have managed to achieve 3 victories from away, and they've also had 3 losses as well as 4 draws in the last 10 away games that they have so far. But we know that Viborg is a top flight team in the Danish divisions, and also the home side Naesby is actually playing from a lower league, and these two teams, there is also this gap of quality between the sides, and we expect to see the away side Viborg, who has been in the top flight for some time now, to achieve a victory against Naesby. It is a way to win outrightly. That's about it, and that's concludes the first ticket for today, and we enter the second ticket. And the first game in the second ticket that we have for you is in Egypt, where we have Future FC will be facing Enppi on and it is Egyptian Premier League, and we have the home side Future, who have actually managed 3 victories in the last 6 games, and they also had 2 losses as well as 1 draw. And away side, on the other hand, Enppi have not seen any victory in the last 6 matches. They've also managed to achieve 3 draws, but have lost 3 games in the last 6 games that they had so far. When you look at how these two teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that playing from home, Future FC have managed to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home matches that they had. They've also had 2 draws as well as 3 losses in the last 10 home games that they had so far. And away side, on the other hand, Enppi have managed just a single victory in the last 10 away games. They've also lost 4 matches, and they've had 5 draws in the last 10 away games that they have. Not the best result for this away side. It shows that they're not doing very well at the moment. And the last time both teams met, Future played from home on that occasion, and Future won that very match by 1-0. Prior to that, we also saw Future facing this side from away. That was in the league, and Future also had a victory against this very side. So the last 2 head-to-head meetings saw Future claiming points against this very side, Enppi. And in this very game, we expect to see the home side either winning or drawing, and under 3.5. So home win or draw, and under 3. That's what we expect in that very encounter. That takes us to the next game, and it is in Italian Serie C, where we have Crotone who will be facing Benevento. In recent matches for Crotone, they've actually had 2 victories, 2 draws, as well as 2 losses. And away side, Benevento have managed to achieve 4 victories in the last 6 matches that they had, and they've also had 1 draw and 1 loss in the last 6 matches that they had so far. And we're looking at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective. You can see that playing from home, the home side, Crotone, have managed to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home matches that they had, and they've also had 4 losses as well as 1 draw in the last 10 home matches. And away side, Benevento, on the other hand, have achieved 3 victories from away, and have had 3 draws as well as 4 losses in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And we know that the last away game that Benevento had was against Sarmiento and Sorrento, and they also had victory on that very occasion. We saw Benevento achieving a 3-0 victory against this very side, and we know that Benevento is topping the Serie C league at the moment, and we expect a good result for them. And in this very one, our verdict is actually Benevento, the home side, to achieve a victory against this very side, to actually not lose out against Crotone. It is first half result, away side to either win or draw in the first half. That's our verdict for that very game. And that takes us to the last, and which happened to be the last game for the ticket. And it is in Portugal, where we have Portuguese Cup. We have Porto coming up against Moreirense, and Porto in the last 6 have had 5 victories out of those 6 games, and they've also had 1 draw in the last 6 matches that they had. And the away side, the Moreirense managed to achieve 3 victories in the last 6 games that they had so far, and they've also lost 2 matches as well as 1 draw in the last 6 games that they had. And looking at Porto playing from home, the last 10 home games, I've seen them winning lots of matches. They've won 9 games in the last 10 home appearances, having 1 draw, which was against Manchester United, where the 3-3 draw on that occasion. And Moreirense, the away side, also have won 6 matches in the last 10 away games that they had, and they've also had 4 losses alongside. And in this very encounter, we look at how these two teams are fared from head-to-head perspective. You see that the last time they met, it was Porto who had the upper hand on that occasion. That was in January this year. We saw Porto beating this side by 5-0. And prior to that, we also saw Porto from away beating this very side by 2-1. And the head-to-head meetings, the last 4 head-to-head meetings, I've always seen Porto winning each time they met this very side. So in this very encounter, we expect the home side to win out throughout in this very game. It is FC Porto to achieve victory against Moreirense. That's our verdict for that very game, and that brings our operations for you today, to a conclusion. All right, that also ends the second ticket, and I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope your ticket goes green once again today. Remember to also play responsibly. These are only football matches. Sometimes you may not get what you expect, but there's no absolute prediction anywhere. These are speculation that we have based on the data that we have, at our hand. All right. Tomorrow is another day. Do not miss out. But until then, keep winning.